satellite from Seoul, Korea, the 1980 Miss Universe pageant.
Miss Universe!
Good morning. That's right. As we look at the old and the new that make up the city of Seoul, it's Tuesday morning, July 8th, here in Korea. But because the time difference and the international daylight, you are seeing this telecast line on Monday night in the USA. I am Maritza Sayalero, and for 2 more hours, I'm Miss Universe. Then the new Miss Universe will be crowned over there in one of the most beautiful theaters in the world, the Sejong Cultural Center. Let's go there right now for the start of the 1980 Miss Universe Pageant.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the 4 corners of the world have come its most beautiful girls for the 1980 Miss Universe pageant.
This noble land where Buddha smiles, with sunless skies so blue and clear, and pastoral scenes that stretch for miles. I think I'm gonna like it here. A ginger root and ginseng tea, and friendly folks so full of cheer, with names like Kim or Park or Lee. I think I'm gonna like it here. There's beans and rice, lots of spice, and garlic by the bowl. Such tasty fare, I declare, there must be soul in soul. A spicy dish they call kimchi can almost make you shed a tear. It's cabbage with a tang and bits of yin and yang. I think I'm gonna like it here.
Our special guest tonight is one of America's favorite singing stars, Donny Osmond. Reporting on our computer results, the beautiful actress and television hostess, Jane Kennedy. And our hostess, the beautiful and talented singing star, Helen O'Connell. The star of The Price is Right, and one of America's favorite television personalities, Bob Barker. And the National Folkloric Ballet of Korea, the world-famous Little Angel. From our host country, the internationally renowned Korean National Dance Company.
The graceful way they use their hands, and music gentle to the ear. The charming dance they do with fans. I think I'm gonna
Ladies and gentlemen, here again is our host for this evening, Bob Barker.
Thank you, and hello from one of the great cities of the Orient, Seoul, Korea. And before I do anything else tonight, let me say thank you to the people of Korea. 감사합니다. I have been told that I speak Korean like a native of Springfield, Missouri. Right now, I would like to introduce two very distinguished gentlemen in our audience. First, His Honor, the Mayor of the City of Seoul, Chung Sang-chun. The world are here in quest of the title of Miss Universe 1980. Our judges here will be casting their ballots into a computer, and you at home will have an edge on these judges because you'll know the total computer scores. However, our judges will not, and neither will our contestants. We'll explain more about that later. Right now, it's time for our judges, our audience here in Seoul, and our television viewers around the world to welcome 69 beautiful young women, one of whom will be Miss Universe 1980.
Silvia Piedrabuena, Argentina.
Magali Maduro, Aruba.
Katrina Rendina, Australia.
Isabel Müller, Austria.
Darlene Davis, Bahamas. Bridget Billum from Belgium.
Ellen Marie Clark, Belize.
Jill Lorraine Murphy from Bermuda.
Bolivia.
Jill Lorraine Murphy from Bermuda.
Barbara Stevens, British Virgin Islands.
Evelyn Schleuter, Brazil.
Devon Wall of the Cayman Islands.
Terry McKay, Canada.
María Patricia Arbeláez, Colombia.
María Gabriela Campuzano, Puelma, Chile.
Asana Hamud, Curazao.
Bárbara Bonilla, Costa Rica.
Milagros Germán, República Dominicana.
Jenny Denmark.
Julie Jacquet, England.
Verónica Rivas, Ecuador.
Brigitte Choquel, France. Sirpa Viljama, Finland.
Canelopoulou Rula, Greece.
Kathleen Glenser, Germany.
Gina Portagera from Toto, Guam.
Equipe de Gage, Guadeloupe.
Karen Gooyer van Holland.
Lijaibet Martinez Noack, Guatemala.
Juana Tai from Hong Kong.
Etelvina Raudales, Honduras. Sangeeta Bislani, India. Guðbjörg Sigurðardóttir from Iceland.
Maura McManaman, Ireland. Nana Riwayati, Indonesia. Lori del Santo, Italy.
Ilana Susan, Israel.
Hiyama, Japan. 안녕하세요, Miss Korea 김희정입니다.
Felicia Young from Malaysia.
Isabel Zamit from Valletta, Malta.
Ana Patricia Núñez, México. Delise Normal, New Zealand.
Angelina Chong, Northern Marianas.
Mikey Nielsen, Norway.
Gloria Caramanita, Panama.
Miss Paul Win, Papua New Guinea.
Marta Gali Romagnach, Paraguay.
Lisette Ramis Figueroa, Perú.
Maria Rosario Zelayan, Philippines.
Agnes Tañón, Caguas, Puerto Rico.
Nico Tuaho, Réunion. Lucy Davis from St. Martin. Linda Gallagher, Scotland.
Anne Schwartz, Singapore. Yolanda Hoyos, España.
Manik Kurukula Surya, Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Eva Anderson, Sweden.
Margaret Kilhur, Switzerland.
Tilda Fuller, Tahiti.
Aditya, Thailand.
Algarve, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Heyecan Gökoğlu, Turkey.
Constance Liban from the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Beatriz Ivanov, Uruguay.
Sean Weatherly, USA. Deborah Martin Bauer, United States Virgin Islands.
Maya Brand from Venezuela.
Kim Ashfield from Wales.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, 69 of the world's loveliest young women, one of whom will be chosen tonight as Miss Universe 1980.
That's hello in Korean. And I hope you notice that I don't speak with a Missouri accent. My Korean pronunciation is absolutely pure Ohio. Having met the girls, we know that our judges have a tough job tonight. So let's talk about that. The girls are judged in 3 categories: personal interviews, swimsuits, and evening gowns. And the judges give each girl a score in each category, somewhere between 1 and 9.99. Then the computer takes over, and here to tell us about that is another Buckeye, my favorite, the beautiful Jane Kennedy.
I thought I recognized that accent. Well, our judges each feed their scoring decisions into the computer. The computer sends back an average score for each girl. Our tote board here will post those scores, so you at home will be able to see how your favorites are doing and how your opinion compares with that of the panel.
And as we mentioned, you'll have an edge on the panel because they will not be conferring. They won't know how the other members vote. But you'll be getting the scores, and Jane will be reporting and analyzing them during the evening.
And Helen will be moving around this incredibly beautiful theater, showing you what it's like here tonight, and talking to all the girls, and I know she's going to sing this time because I checked, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think that might be arranged, though. Our lovely ladies in a special swimsuit event will be coming up right after this word from Quilted Pampers.
This evening is really the culmination of the Miss Universe pageant. During the past week, we've had preliminary events in which the judges gave scores to the contestants in each of our 3 categories of competition. Right now, at our special computer central, Helen is waiting to tell us what happened.
Well, we've had our preliminary judging and personal interview, swimsuit, and evening gown competitions, and the scores were put into our computer here. The 12 girls with the highest average scores in the 3 categories will be our semifinalists. Coming up, we'll have some views of Korea as part of our swimsuit fashion show. Bob?
Thank you. As each contestant appears on the screen, you'll see the score she received in the swimsuit preliminaries. Then, after the fashion show, to those preliminary swimsuit scores, we'll add their preliminary scores in personal interviews and evening gown competition. The girls with the 12 highest scores will be our semifinalists. Now, wearing the latest in Catalina swimwear, here are our gorgeous young women shown against the beautiful backdrop of the Korean countryside. Behind Seoul's Cheongdak Palace is a tranquil woodland called the Secret Gardens. By one of its many ponds, we see Miss Venezuela, Marge Brandt, and Miss Mexico, Ana Nunez. Next in the beautiful setting comes Miss Colombia, Maria Arbeláez, and Althea Rock, Miss Trinidad Tobago. This beautiful Asian scene welcomes 2 Asian beauties, Miss Singapore, An Chua, and Felicia Yong, Miss Malaysia. Then from opposite sides of the Atlantic, Yolanda Vegas, Miss Spain, and Miss British Virgin Islands, Barbara Stephen. These brilliant colors are on the stylized overhang of a Secret Gardens pagoda, where we meet Miss St. Martin, Lucy Maria Davis, and the girl's choice is the friendliest contestant, Devon Watler, Miss Cayman Islands, Rosario Silayan, Miss Philippines, and Miss Sweden, Eva Andersson, followed by 2 Scandinavian beauties, Sirpa Viljama, Miss Finland, and Miss Norway, Maken Nielsen. And in still another part of the Secret Gardens, here are Miss Guadalupe, Lady Degage, and Dina Aportadero, Miss Guam. Milagros Eraman is Miss Dominican Republic, and Miss Reunion is Miros Waro. Miss Panama, Gloria Carmenites, and Etelvina Raudales, Miss Honduras. The Korean countryside has many lovely waterfalls, and it is in front of one of them that we find Miss Bermuda, Jill Lorraine Murphy. Here she is. And Agnes Tanyan, Miss Puerto Rico. Here are Brigitte Billen. She's Miss Belgium. And Miss England, Julie Duckworth. And before we leave the waterfall, here are Miss France, Brigitte Choquet, and Darlene Cecilia Davis, Miss Bahamas. This fountain celebrates a warrior of Korea's Shilla dynasty of well over 1,000 years ago. He's a majestic backdrop for some of our contestants like Miss Costa Rica, Barbara Bonilla, and Manny Cucurucu Laceria, Miss Sri Lanka. Here are Ligia Martinez, Miss Guatemala, and Miss Scotland, Linda Gallagher. Miss Tahiti is Raina Fuller. Here she is. And Hassana Hamoud is Miss Carissa. Eveline Schroeder is Miss Brazil. And Miss USA, Sean Nichols Weatherly. Gyeongju is known as Korea's culture city and was the capital for almost 1,000 years. Now it's a resort with a huge man-made lake and a marina that was visited by our girls, including Miss Ecuador, Veronica Rivas, and Wanda Tai, Miss Hong Kong. Here are Miss Uruguay, Beatriz Antunes, and Miss Photogenic, Delise Knottle, Miss New Zealand. Maria Campuzano is Miss Chile, and Miss Iceland is Gavud Bjorg Sigurda Doctor. Miss Australia, Katrina Rendina, and Miss Canada, Terry McKay. On the grounds of a resort hotel in Gyeongju, we find Miss Japan, Hisai Hiyama, and Un Chong Kim, Miss Korea. From the Caribbean come Miss Aruba, Magali Maduro, and Deborah Martinborough, Miss U.S. Virgin Islands. Laurie Del Santo is Miss Italy, and Miss Wales is Kim Ashfield. Miss Holland, Karen Huyer, and Silvia Piedrabuena, Miss Argentina. At the Gyeonghui-ru Pavilion, we find Miss India, Sangita Bijlani, and Isabel Mueller, Miss Austria. Here are Margriet Kilchor, Miss Switzerland, and Miss Greece, Rula Kanilopoulou. Miss Belize is Ellen Marie Clark, and Liseth Figueroa is Miss Peru. Artitya Promukun, Miss Thailand, and Angelina Chang, Miss Northern Marianas. Miss Israel is Ilana Shoshan, and Sonia Pereira is Miss Bolivia. Gyeongbok Palace, which was the home of Korea's rulers for 200 years, also includes this pavilion called Hyangwon, where we find Miss Paraguay, Marta Romagnac, and Miss Ireland, Maura McMenamin. Heyajan Kyrkola, Miss Turkey, and Miss Turks and Caicos Islands, Constance Lightbourne. Miss Denmark is Jane Bill, and Isabel Zamet is Miss Malta. And finally, Miss Germany, Catherine Glutzel, and Mispa Alwyn, Miss Papua New Guinea. From the traditional Korean pagoda and an ornate wooden bridge on the grounds of Seoul's magnificent Gyeongbok Palace, here are our contestants for the title of Miss Universe 1980, waving to us all.
To 69 here tonight, and that 69 is going to become 12 when we come back after this word from All Temperature Cheer.
Earlier, you saw the score each girl had in our preliminary swimsuit competition. Now the computer has been fed the additional preliminary scores in personal interviews and evening gown competition, and it has come up with the names of the 12 semifinalists. Now, while I'm picking up the list of those names, let's welcome back our candidates for the role of Miss Universe in their dresses created by Gloria Vanderbilt for Jonathan Logan. Here they are. Thank you, Dick Schechter. Now, as I call each girl's name, and that will be in no particular order, you at home will see her total preliminary score flashed on your screen. So if you watch closely, you'll see who did best with the judges in that preliminary scoring. Now, girls, I wish you all the very best of luck. They will not be in alphabetical order. They will be in no particular order. The first name on the list of 12 semifinalists is Miss Scotland. Semifinalist number 2 is Miss Sweden. And now we want Miss Puerto Rico. Next to join the group is Miss New Zealand. And now it's Miss Panama. We'll be halfway there with the next name. It's number 6 on the list of 12. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Miss Korea. Come on down, Miss Canada. Here is Miss Tahiti. Semi-finalist is Miss Colombia. Here we are with number 10. Who is number 10? It's Miss USA. There are only 2 names left on the list of semifinalists. One of them is Miss Philippines. one more girl has a chance to become Miss Universe of 1980, and that girl is Miss Iceland. Congratulations, semifinalists. You 12 girls are now competing for the title of Miss Universe of 1980.
With the American political conventions coming up, I've got a hunch we're going to be hearing a lot of phrases like, let's recap the voting at our tote board. How about that, Jane?
I think that's spoken just like a true anchor person, Helen. Were you able to see how the judges ranked our 12 semifinalists? Well, here's a quick look at our leaders. If you'll notice, Miss USA, down here, excuse me, Helen, an 8.809.
Wow.
That is the number 1 position. Number 2 position at this point is Miss Scotland with an 8.427. Number 3, Miss New Zealand, 8.255. Not far behind that, Helen, so watch out here. Sweden, 8.227.
There's hardly any difference at all there.
No, not too much.
But now, all that goes out of the window, or at least out of the computer, right?
That's right. Those scores enabled us to pick the top 12. Now we start all over, with each of the 12 girls, even in the scoring. In fact, the judges have been instructed to start absolutely fresh in considering the 12 semifinalists.
Since the tote board numbers no longer matter, let's wipe the board clean, Jane. Let's just start over.
It's a good
okay?
idea.
You do that well.
They didn't go. There they go. From now on, as the computer tabulates the judges' scores, you'll be seeing them on your screen.
Right, Jane. And starting with the interviews with Bob Barker, and later the swimsuit and evening gown competitions, the girls with the highest average scores in those 3 categories will be our 5 finalists. We'll be back with Bob and the start of the interview segment right after this message from new High Point decaffeinated coffee.
We have met the girls who are our semifinalists. Now the time has come to learn something about them. I'm going to have a little talk with each girl, and you at home will see the score posted after each interview. Remember that the judges will base their scoring on the charm and personality of the contestants rather than on the content of our interview. Now, Miss Scotland, will you come down to me? She is Linda Gallagher. She is 23 years old. And Linda, you are among the 12 semifinalists. You were the first one called. You didn't have to go through the agony of suspense. How do you feel about the telecast so far?
Well, very nervous, very excited, and very honoured to be among the 12.
And very pleased.
And very pleased, yes.
Yes. And you didn't limp as you came down, so your foot must be all right now.
Oh, it's on the mend now, yes.
When she arrived in Korea, her foot was in terrible shape. What had you done to that?
Had a water skiing accident about the weekend before I left to come, and I had a very bad burst blood vessel in my foot, and it was all swollen up.
Do you do a lot of things athletic? Are you athletically inclined?
Uh-huh.
What else do you do?
I do snow skiing and parasailing, tennis, sailing, all sorts of activities that are dangerous.
If you like harrowing experiences, you must love Korean taxicabs.
Yes, I've experienced them. I like thrills.
The English-speaking part of our audience laughed. The cab drivers are walking out back here. What do you do back in Scotland?
Well, I'm a catering manageress for a large catering company in Scotland.
And probably the prettiest of them all. Thank you very much, Miss Scotland.
Thank you.
Now, if you will watch your monitor at home, you will see the score she received. I'm ready to talk with you, Miss Sweden. She is Eva Andersson. She's 19 years old. And what do you do back in Sweden?
I'm a student in Gymnasium Junior College.
And what do you wish to go on and study? What do you want to do?
I would like to be a children doctor.
A children doctor?
Yeah.
A pediatrician?
Pediatrician, right.
And why did you choose this?
Well, I really like to help people in an important way. And my dream is to study and work in an undeveloped country in Africa and I would like to work as a children doctor there. To help
You
us.
speak very good English. Have you ever been to the United States?
Yeah, I lived in Jamestown, New York for 1 year as an exchange student.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
What did you think of American boys?
Oh, they're cute. I like them, very polite. I missed that when I came back to Sweden.
Very polite?
Very polite.
This will come as a surprise to a lot of American mothers and fathers, I'll tell you that. Not to mention American girls. We have our Miss USA delegates here in our audience. Miss Sweden, thank you for talking
Thank
with
you.
me. Watch for her score. Let's meet Miss Puerto Rico, who is Agnes Tanyan. She's 18. She is a student at the University of Puerto Rico. And although she speaks a little English, we're going to have Maurice stand by here to interpret for her if she needs him. Now, we will start in English.
Yes,
You are a student.
yes, I am.
What are you studying?
Human relation.
And what do you wish to pursue as a career?
I think that is the very best place. I like the people of Korea.
As I said, she speaks only a little English. As her career, she likes the people of Korea. Maurice, you ask her, what does she want to do as a career?
¿Qué tú quisieras hacer con una carrera en Puerto Rico?
To-
Tu carrera.
Me fascina el ser
She
humano.
doesn't speak Spanish either, you see.
Me fascina el ser humano, por eso estoy estudiando relaciones humanas y compartir con la gente, human relation.
She would like to complete her humanities career and just share and be friendly, just get together with people.
Miss England is your roommate.
Yes,
Have you taught her Spanish?
yes.
What have you taught her?
I teach her. No, I say, apaga la luz.
Turn off
she
the light.
Said, yeah, turn off the light. Apaga la luz.
Yes.
All the night.
Anything else?
No, because she don't speak very well Spanish.
She does. All right, thank you, Miss Puerto Rico. There you go. You know, that's our real problem here. You don't speak very well English, I don't speak very well Korean, and she doesn't speak either one, so we're in bad trouble. I want Miss New Zealand out here. She speaks English. She is Delise Nottle. She is 20 years old, and she's completed 2 years at Teachers College, and you were chosen most photogenic.
That's right, yes.
Why don't you explain how that selection is made?
Well, it was made by the press photographers. They're all sitting around here at the moment. And we had a press convention on one Saturday afternoon and morning, and they took the photos of all the girls and then chose the girl that they thought most photogenic.
And it was Miss New Zealand.
Yes, luckily.
And you must have been thrilled.
I was definitely thrilled because it was a chance for New Zealand to win a prize.
What are your future plans?
Well, I hope to finish my teaching training and then possibly go into modeling if I can.
It's a good idea, though, to get that teacher's credential.
Well, it's
because
something that
modeling
lasts.
is so competitive, it's nice to have it to fall back on.
Yes, yes.
And that's what you're going to do.
That's right.
My wife has a teacher's credential. When I started in television, I could always fall back on my wife. And I did a couple of times. Thank you, Miss New Zealand.
Thank you very much.
And now it's Miss Panama, and she is Gloria Carmenites. She's 19. She's from Colón in Panama, and she attends Panama University and has a job in public relations, too. Maurice, would you step in here? Now, he will help if we need him.
Oui.
We?
Yes.
Oh, if we need him. Yeah, I thought you were going to do this in French for a moment there. Now, Miss Panama, what is your ambition? What do you want to do with your life?
¿Cuál es tu ambición, Miss Panamá? ¿Qué tú quisieras hacer después del concurso, por ejemplo?
Después del concurso, mi mayor
Carrera.
sí. Después del concurso, mi mayor ambición es llegar a ser una buena periodista, porque tú sabes que yo estoy estudiando periodismo. Y después de eso, tener una empresa periodística.
She would like to become a newspaper lady. She would like to be in the news business, and then after an experience, I would say she would like to have her own newspaper, if possible.
Now, the girls fill out an information sheet, and she had a fascinating at least fascinating to me. Her hobbies are baseball and philosophy. Who is your favorite baseball player?
Rod Carew.
Rod Carew. He is from Panama.
Yes, of course.
And who is your favorite philosopher?
Tu filósofo favorito?
Aristóteles.
Aristotle? He's from Panama, too, isn't he? Thank you very much, Miss Panama. You will see Miss Panama's score on your screen at home, but we do not see it here in the theater. Now, Miss Korea. And Jeannie, will you come out to me, please? Jeannie is our interpreter. Jeannie will interpret for us, Miss Korea. She is Un Jong Kim. She lives on Jeju Island, and she is a university student. What is she studying?
무슨 과목을 전공하고 계세요?
Korean literature, 국문학.
Yes. And Peter Kim, who has been my interpreter, has told, he's a university student, he has told me that the young ladies and the young men get acquainted at meetings here in Korea, that the girls have numbers and then the young men draw numbers. Ask her what happens if she draws number 5 and she likes number 2.
아까 저기 피터라는 분이 미팅을 나가서요. 만일에 이제 넘버로서 서로가 이제 파트너를 정하게 되는데요. 만일에 김은정 양께서 번호는 5번을 가졌는데 김은정 양이 좋아하시는 분은 2번이다. 이랬을 때 어떻게 하겠느냐고 물어보시는데요.
제가 마음에 든다면 가서 양해를 구하고 제가 좋아하는 파트너를.
What did she say?
She said if she has the number 5 and she likes number 2 and she'd go and say to number 5, I'm sorry, I don't like you. I'd prefer the partner number 2.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the Korean people are so polite, I can't believe you'd walk up and say, I don't like you, Buster. I'm going to trade for number 5 over here. They do that?
Well, that's not polite, but it can be 정중한 건 아니지만 솔직한 게 더 좋겠죠?
그렇죠.
Well, it's not gentle and it's not polite, but it should be more, frequent.
It's better than being stuck with number 2, right? You tell her that at the next meeting, I hope she draws a 10.
다음에는 10번을 버리시길 바란대요.
양보하는 것만이 겸손이 아니죠. 양보하는 것만이 겸손이 아니잖아요.
Only giving to others is not polite.
Only giving to others is not polite?
She said that, if she likes number 5 and she just sit there, and that's not good for herself.
It's better to take care of number 1. Yes. Thank you, Miss Korea. Thank you, Jeannie. Now, those are our first 6 semifinalists. Now, you want a minute to collect your thoughts or reevaluate your scoring? What better break than to switch from listening to pretty girls talk to listening to a pretty girl sing? Helen?
Around the world I've searched, it's true. I traveled on when hope was gone to keep a rendezvous. I knew somewhere, sometime, somehow, you'd look at me and you would see the smile I'm smiling now. It might have been in old Tangier, in Mexico, the Philippines, or even Perth last year. No more will I go all around the world, for I have found my world right here. We have 6 more beautiful semifinalists for Bob to interview, and he'll be doing that right after this word from your beauty soap, Camay.
We've talked with 6 of our semifinalists, and now it's time to learn something about the other 6, and we're going to begin with Miss Canada. Would you come down to me, please? Carrie McKay, 19 years old, from Calgary, and she's a model. And what have you been doing as Miss Canada?
Well, as in the United States, as Miss USA and Miss Universe, Miss Canada is a full-time job. So since November, I've been doing a lot of traveling across the country and around the world, representing Canada.
We've been talking a lot about Korea, but we haven't really heard any opinions from one of our contestants. What do you think of the Korean people and Korea?
One of the most fascinating things I've found is the history here and the culture. Whereas in North America, the history only goes back a few hundred years. In Korea, you can still see a lot of remainders from history from thousands of years ago, like the ancient temples. And it's still very visible in today's society, even in modern Seoul.
Yes, it is. And I think you're most observant. Thank you very much, Miss Canada. Miss Tahiti, would you come out to me? She is Raina Fuller. She's from Papa 80. And would you step out, Suzanne, please? If she needs an interpreter, we have Suzanne standing by. But if I speak slowly, you can tell me about yourself, can't you?
Yes.
What do you do in Tahiti?
I am teacher.
What ages do you teach?
I'm teacher for grammar school.
Grammar school. And what do you enjoy most about grammar school age children?
I love very much children, and so
so you enjoy your work?
Yeah, very.
When they misbehave, how do you make them be good? Discipline. Ask her.
S'ils ne se portent pas bien, comment que tu les disciplines?
I'm just asked to be kind, and they love me, and so they are very kind with me.
Are they watching out there now, do you suppose? Are they watching your children in Tahiti?
No.
They're not watching?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
When teacher's away, the children play. They don't watch.
No, but now it's vacation. The school is finished.
But they can watch you on television.
No, because Tahiti is too small. They don't watch me in the television.
You don't have it in Tahiti?
Yes, we have, but just in Tahiti.
I am not going to argue with you anymore, Miss Tahiti. Thank you very much. I'll bet they're watching. I want to think they're watching. 600 million is the estimated audience. Surely they're watching. Miss Columbia, will you come to me, please? Maria Patricia Arbelay. She's 18. She just graduated from high school, and Maurice is going to interpret. What do you want to do now?
¿Qué tú quisieras hacer ahora?
You in English?
Yes, but I don't. In
What
this
do
moment,
you want to do now?
Now I want to occupy a good place of the Miss Universe.
She spoke English, but I want you to tell me, what did she say?
Of course.
Lo que en este momento quisiera, pues, desempeñar un buen papel en Miss Universe.
She would like to represent her country at her very best.
What I meant, what does she want to do in life now?
¿Qué tú quisieras hacer en la vida?
My life, the next year I start to study medicine, and after I'm going to become a medical doctor in cardiology.
In what?
Cardiology?
Corazon?
Yes.
Your heart. Oh, yes.
Heart.
That should be very nice.
Mm-hmm.
She'll have marvelous bedside manner, won't she? I'll bet all of the young men in Colombia are going to have heart problems, tell her.
Dice que todos los jóvenes en Colombia van a tener problemas del corazón.
But I try to fix.
You fix them? I'll bet you will. Thank you, Miss Columbia. Watch your television screen for her score. Miss USA, come out here to me. Sean Weatherly, age 20, Sumter, South Carolina. Third year at Clemson University. And Sean, what have you been up to since you won the crown in Biloxi, Mississippi in May?
Up to lots of fun. I went to Mexico for a week, and I spent my time there with Maurice, the present Miss Universe, and we had a fantastic time. And then I went to Roanoke, Virginia, where the people are a lot like people in South Carolina, very friendly and warm-hearted. And then I went to Richmond, Virginia. And I've had a lovely time so far. I wonder when I'm going to come off the plane.
What do you want to do as a career?
Well, I guess my ambition is to be a sports commentator. I was asking Jane a little while ago how she got into it. I know she has a beautiful face, but you have to have something inside. And talking to her, I found out she did.
You had a boyfriend at the pageant in Biloxi who is a player for the San Francisco 49ers. You were doing research.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still dating him, or do you have a
Yes,
baseball?
he's out there with my father.
Oh, he's here.
Yes,
Let's.
handcuffs on him so
What?
he won't keep his hands off those USA contestants over there.
Oh, he's with them.
Yeah.
A happier football player there is not. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
USA. You will see her score, and then you will meet Miss Philippines, who is Rosario Silayan, and she's from Manila. And my first question for you is, how old are you?
I am 21 years old.
And my next question is, how long have you been 21?
Just 9 or 10 hours ago.
Just 10 hours ago. It's her birthday. Now, just a moment. Would you all join me? We'll just say, Happy Birthday, Rosario. All together, Happy Birthday, Rosario.
Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.
Yes. Every time someone uses a Korean word, did you notice they become much more popular here?
Yes, of course. They would love
Ginseng tea.
Yeah. Ginger root.
Your father is a famous actor in the Philippines.
Yes, he is.
Has he encouraged you to become an actress?
No, my father is very much against my entering the movies because he thinks that it is not good for a woman. It's not good also for men, but more so for women.
And so what are you going to do?
Well, I am still interested in acting and I want to go into some voice lessons because I am a frustrated singer.
Your father is undoubtedly watching and he knows what you're up to now, so you'd better be careful.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Miss Philippines. Our 12th semifinalist is Miss Iceland. She is from Reykjavik. Come to me, please. She's 22. She's his secretary. And in a pageant with many very difficult names, Miss Iceland is one of the most difficult. It's spelled Guobjorg, Sigurdardottir. We don't have time for an interview. Join us. No. You pronounce it Guðbjörg Sigurdardottir.
Yes.
Let me hear you say it.
Guðbjörg Sigurdardottir.
That's exactly what I said, is it not? And what are your plans? What are you going to do?
I'm starting to be a pilot.
You want to be a professional pilot?
Yes, after 1-2 years.
And do you fly now?
Yes,
How long have you been flying?
for 1.5 years.
Do you take your mother and your father and your...
No, they don't want to come with me. They say I will kill me one day.
When you get your mother and father to fly with you, then I will fly on your airline with you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Iceland. Now you have met our 12 semifinalists. Have you definitely decided on a winner? Remember, it is still early.
I know that some people at home keep pencil and paper handy as they try to pick a winner. Now, our judges here each have a terminal, like this one I'm going to show you. When the time comes to vote, they just punch in a number between 1 and 9.99. And if none of these girls is a 10, then there is no such thing, not even Bo Derek. If a judge thinks a girl deserves a mark of, say, 9.2, he'd punch it into the computer like this. I think that's a 9. There's a 2. The computer would average out the scores of all the judges and send the result to our tote board. To see what happened in the interview segment just completed, let's go to the board and Jane Kennedy.
Well, Helen, since I've been with this pageant, I can't remember when it's been so close. In the interview segment, we have, in the first runner-up position, you back at home will like this, Miss USA, an 8.317. In second place is Miss New Zealand, an 8.283, and very, very close behind Miss Sweden in third place position with an 8.208. Back to you, Helen.
We'll be joined by our special guest, the Korean National Dance Company, as well as the exciting Donny Osmond when we come back after this for April Fresh Downey.
A year ago, the Miss Universe pageant was held in Perth, in Western Australia. We felt very fortunate that we were able to have with us that night a musical superstar, Donny Osmond. I guess we're on a lucky streak because we have him with us again tonight. Please welcome the great Donny Osmond.
Don't believe in first impressions, but just this once I hope that it's going to see. Ain't got time for two dimensions. Got to make the move right now. Got to meet that girl somehow. Get it right the first time, that's the main thing. Can't afford to let it pass. Get it right the next time, that's not the same thing. Gonna make the first time last. Oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. I might find the courage, yeah, I might get up the nerve. But if my timing ain't just right, what brothers would that serve? I don't know how to say those thirsty words. I want to put myself in touch. Must be moments mean so much. I suppose it's now or never. Before that woman walks right out of my life. Just let me pull myself together. Got to give it one good try. Got to take my chance and I gotta get it right the first time. That's the main thing. Can't afford to let it pass. So get it right the next time. That's not the same thing. No, gonna make the first time last. Oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 no. Oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 no. Get it right the first time. Get it right the first time. That's the main thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant duty for me. I'm going to introduce our distinguished panel of judges. And I'm especially pleased about this assignment because, well, I've seen the effort and dedication that these judges have put forth. They realize the importance of their decision to these lovely young women, and they act accordingly. So here now is our panel. First of all, the star of numerous motion pictures, winner of the Theater World Award, and an Emmy nominee for television's very successful Route 66, George Maharis. The chairman of the board of the Korean Community School Association and of the Language Teaching Foundation right here in Seoul, Chae Kyung-oh. From the world of sports, one of the bright young stars of the National Hockey League, from the New York Rangers, Ron Duguay. President of the Press Association of Spain and of the Federation of Press Associations, as well as a distinguished author, Louise Maria Anson. A former city editor of one of the world's leading newspapers, and now the distinguished president of a former city editor of one of the world's leading newspapers, and now the distinguished president of the Asahi Broadcasting Corporation of Japan, Kyoshi Hara. Beauty expert, business leader, author, and head of the world's largest model agency, Eileen Ford. The distinguished artist whose works have been seen in the finest museums, as well as on the covers of international magazines and in major motion pictures. The watercolorist, Dong Kingman. A scholar and diplomat who has served Korea as both an ambassador and as a member of the National Assembly, Il-yong Jung. Now, 2 years ago, when the pageant was held in Mexico, our next judge was chosen Miss Universe. Please welcome Margaret Gardner. An actor with wide experience in both motion pictures and in television, known to audiences everywhere for his portrayal of the superhero John Shaft. And he's starring in the soon-to-be-released film Incheon. Richard Roundtree. An accomplished musician and television executive whose company hosted last year's Miss Universe pageant in Perth, Australia, Max Bostock. Now, the world's most widely read columnist, whose Dear Abby columns appear in over 1,000 different newspapers all around the world, including the Korea Times right here in Seoul, Abigail Van Buren. Thank you, judges.
And thank you, Donnie.
감사합니다.
Yes, every bit of it. The farmer's dance is the most popular of all Korean folk dances. It's a traditional dance of Thanksgiving, and we are thankful that you will now be able to see this colorful and exciting dance performed by the world-famous Korean National Dance Company.
accurate when he described that dance as exciting. Ahead, we have another kind of excitement as our 12 semifinalists take part in the swimsuit competition. And that will happen when we come back after this word from Lemon Fresh Joy.
The second category of judging is about to begin. So please welcome 12 of the loveliest girls in the world in the Miss Universe swimsuit competition.
It's a green-eyed brunette. She's 23 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall,
Miss Scotland.
126 pounds. Ava is a 19-year-old blonde with blue eyes. She weighs 118 pounds, and she's 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Miss Sweden.
Agnes is a brown-eyed brunette. She's 18 years old, she weighs 118 pounds, and she's 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Miss Puerto Rico.
Agnes is a brown-eyed brunette. She's 18 years old, weighs 118 pounds, and she's 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Miss New Zealand.
Has green eyes, blonde hair. She's 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 114 pounds.
Miss Panama.
Gloria is 5 feet 9.5 inches tall and weighs 125 pounds. She's 19 years old with brown hair and brown eyes.
Miss Korea.
24-year-old Chong is 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs 110 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes.
Miss Canada.
Terry is a 19-year-old blonde. She's 5 feet 8 inches tall. She weighs 118 pounds and her eyes are blue.
Miss Tahiti.
Raina is a green-eyed brunette. She's 25 years old, weighs 121 pounds, and is 5 feet 9 inches tall.
Miss Colombia.
Maria is 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 130 pounds. She's 18 years old and has brown hair and brown eyes.
Miss USA.
Sean is 20 years old with blonde hair and blue eyes. She weighs 116 pounds and is 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Miss Philippines.
Rosario has black hair and brown eyes. She's 21 years old, weighs 117 pounds, and she's 5 feet 6 inches tall.
Miss Iceland.
22-year-old Gudborg is 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 123 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes.
There they are, our 12 semi-finalists in the Miss Universe swimsuit competition.
Well, the computer's doing its job, and it tells us that after the swimsuit competition we just saw, Miss USA is holding a very strong lead on first place. Right down here, again in the swimsuit competition, after first place in the interview, she has an 8.718. In second place position, an 8.400 goes to Miss New Zealand, and she was also in the running in the interview. An 8.273 is the third place with Miss Scotland. That moves her up in third place for this one. Now let's go back to Helen in the dressing room.
Take a deep breath now, because you're a little bit trembly, aren't
Yes.
you? It's rush, 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 isn't it?
It is, yes.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
And now back to Bob.
Earlier, you heard both Helen and me try our hand at Korean. As I mentioned, all of us have been quite taken with both this country and its people. Here's further proof of that from our young ladies and special guest, Donny Osmond, as Donny shows the girls how to speak Korean.
Here is easy, I'll teach you what to do. Just use your wits and superlatives we'll have to learn from you. Let's start the fun with lesson number 1. Noon, the eyes.
The eyes are noon.
Qui, the ears.
The ears are qui.
Ko, the nose.
The nose is ko.
Mori, the head.
The head, Maureen.
Tension and na, other words for you and me. Now say it back and we shall see.
The eyes are new, the ears are qui, the nose is cold, the head, Maureen. Tension is you and na is me.
You speak Korean now, you see. You're doing well, you now can tell an adverb from a noun.
But you can't bet that's nothing yet, the book is upside down.
We're far from through.
Let's start on lesson 2.
All right. Here we go. High, the sun.
The sun is high.
Konki, the air.
The air, konki.
Home is spring.
Spring is pong.
Be, the rain.
The rain is bee.
Hanal, bada, other words for sky and sea. Now say the words right back to me.
The sun is high, the air konki. Spring is pong, spring is bee. Unknown the sky, but not the sea.
You speak Korean now, you see. The words are short and easy. I've taught you just the best. I've shown you how, so ready now, vocabulary test.
Here we go. We'll show you what we know.
All right.
Oh, and we can tell Maureen that pong is here, but you can see. High konki, unknown, but not.
Add you and me. The sun, the air.
The sky, the sea.
The perfect place for you and me. We speak Korean now, you see.
Thank you, ladies, and thank you, Donny. You know, earlier Jane had mentioned what a wonderful theater this is here at the Sejong Cultural Center. There are turntables for a revolving stage. There are elevators so the stage can be brought up and down. And the backstage area is big enough for any spectacle that might be presented. Maybe some of our girls will go on into, say, show business careers. And if they do, I doubt that they'll see many theaters as magnificent as the one they're in right here tonight. Of course, this theater was only one stop on the girls' trip over here. They saw a lot of things, they had a lot of fun, and we'd like to show you some of that, okay? The contestants came to Seoul on Korean Airlines, the official airline for the 1980 Miss Universe pageant. And here they are, and they are pretty. They were honored with a ticker tape parade through downtown Seoul, and that looks like lots of fun to me. They were warmly welcomed by the people of Korea and by the Republic's President Chae Kyu-ha and the chairman of the Hankuk Ilbo Korea Times, Jang Kang-jae. The girls learned about life on a Korean automobile assembly line when they visited the Seihan factory. It seems a shame to put a mask over such a pretty face. Don't do that again. Coming through. Close it up. They had a first-hand look at international tensions when they visited the DMZ. And here is the famous Bridge of No Return. They had a chance to test some perfume scents when they stopped at the Pacific Chemical Company plant. Their attractive outfits from Gloria Vanderbilt by Marjani might not have been the very best thing to wear for this sort of, well, messy experience. The Hotel Sorak Park is located at Sorak Mountain, a resort area in the northeastern part of the Republic. While there, the girls took advantage of a chance to swim in a natural mountain pool. Oh, that looks so nice. The girls wore their dresses from Gloria Vanderbilt by Jonathan Logan when they attended a makeup clinic held by Maybelline. You know, even beauties have questions about makeup. They visited a Korean rice paddy a long way from Paraguay or Germany, and they were honored to meet some of Korea's venerated older people when they stopped at Seoul's famous Korean folklore village. One artisan had a special message just for them. The girls really had a good time. And now it's time for our evening gown competition, and we'll be back right after that with this from Crest Toothpaste.
All right, you judges, here and at home, we are ready for the third category of judging, the evening gown competition. Each girl will be wearing a gown of her own choice, and as the judges' scores are averaged out for each girl, you will see those scores on your television screen. The Little Angels will set the stage with the Dance of the Fans. They'll serenade the contestants with Korean music and help present our 12 semifinalists in the Miss Universe Evening Gown Competition. We present the Miss Universe Evening Gown Competition. Miss Scotland. Miss Sweden. Miss Puerto Rico. Miss New Zealand.
Sing a song, sing out loud, sing out slow.
Miss Panama. Miss Korea.
Sing our song. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Miss Canada. Miss Tahiti.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Miss Colombia.
If your heart is in your dream, your request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do, day is come. She brings you the shalom. The sweet fruit they sing along.
Miss USA. Miss Philippines.
If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do, day is come.
Miss Iceland.
Goes along, the sweet like a bolt out of the blue. They said, sing and see you through. When you wish upon a star,
Thank you to the little angels and to our contestants in the Miss Universe Evening Gown Competition.
Well, the
of our judging, the evening gown competition is over, and the scores are already entered in our tote board. Which girl had the highest mark, Jane?
I think the people might know by now. It again went to Miss USA, Helen. She has, look at this score, an 8.883. That's incredibly high. And then in second place, we have Miss Philippines moving into the competition right now, 8.433. And in third place, Miss New Zealand with an 8.400. That's the same thing she got in the swimsuit. And then battling behind her is Sweden and Scotland. They keep going back and forth. Speaking of gowns, I must say, what is this, a native costume you've got on? Andre Kim of Korea.
This is Andre Kim's gown.
You look absolutely beautiful, Helen.
Thank you. I hate to stand next to her. Now the computer has all the scores it needs to tell us which girls will be our 5 finalists. These scores are being tallied and verified, and we'll be ready with the names of these 5 finalists right after this from Head and Shoulders.
In addition to its prestige, the title Miss Universe carries with it some tangible rewards, and before we announce our 5 finalists, let's take a look at what one of them will win. Miss Universe 1980 will receive $28,500 in cash as part of an overall prize package that includes a $10,000 personal appearance contract, a personal appearance wardrobe, the Miss Universe trophy, and each of these prizes. From the International Flemington Fur Company, a natural black llama ranch mink coat, modeled here by Miss USA 1975, Summer Bartholomew at Soul's Secret Gardens. The new Miss Universe will win a $5,000 cash award, plus a year-round wardrobe of the latest jeanwear fashions from Gloria Vanderbilt by Merjani, including these stylish outfits worn by Summer and Jin Sung Kim. Maybelline, the official cosmetics for the 1980 Miss Universe pageant, will present our winner with $5,000 in cash, plus a 5-year supply of Maybelline cosmetics. Miss Universe will fill her house with fabulous shoes from Au Petit Jean. Each week for the next year, she will receive a new style. That's a $5,000 shoe collection. From the Bulova Watch Company, Miss Universe will receive an Accutron quartz watch with 24 diamonds in a 14-karat solid gold case and a matching bracelet. In addition to a $5,000 cash award, these stunning dresses by Gloria Vanderbilt for Jonathan Logan are part of an exciting wardrobe to be presented to Miss Universe during the next year. The Hotel Shilla, a blending of old and new, will present Miss Universe and a traveling companion of her choice a 1-week stay in a deluxe suite and first-class round-trip air transportation from anywhere in the world. A $3,500 Sarah Coventry cash scholarship, plus a collection of Sarah Coventry jewelry, including the beautiful Miss Universe crown. Shays, Model A and Model T car company, and participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers will present to Miss Universe this reproduction of the 1955 Thunderbird. And now that we know what Miss Universe will win, let's see which 5 girls are still in the running. May I have the card, please, Mr. Schechter? Thank you, sir. On this card are the names of the 5 contestants who have received the highest total scores from our judges in the personal interview, the swimsuit, and the evening gown competition. As a result, they will be our 5 finalists. As I call each name, you will see a figure on your television screen. That is the total score received by the contestants since she became a semi-finalist. But one thing I would point out to you. The point total is not necessarily a sign of who our eventual winner will be. Being first now is no guarantee of being first at the time of the judge's final ballot. Now, our 5 finalists. Good luck, girls. The first finalist is Miss Sweden. Now let's welcome Miss USA. Number 3 is Miss Philippines. Our 4th finalist is Miss Scotland. The last name on the list of 5 finalists is Miss New Zealand. Here they are, the 5 finalists for the title of Miss Universe 1980.
Well, now we know who our 5 finalists are. And now we're going to review the scores that got them there. Jane?
Well, Helen, in Miss USA, everybody's been seeing how she's gotten here all along. She has the highest score right now, an 8.640. In second place is Miss New Zealand with an 8.361. And in third place right now, Miss Sweden with an 8.268. But these scores can change because the only way Miss Philippines got into the top 5 was in the evening gown competition. So, you know, one score can just shoot you right on up there.
You're smart.
I try to be.
But now those scores become meaningless. The judges will now cast handwritten ballots, and any one of the 5 finalists could become our winner. Shall we erase the boards, Jane?
I think that's a good idea, yes. Just like that. It's time to close down the tote board, which means my work for the show is over, Helen.
I'd rather say hello to you than goodbye to you.
It seemed to go fast today.
As usual, you did a super job.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetie. All right, from now on, the judges give no more points. They merely vote on the 5 finalists in their individual order of preference, and any one of our 5 finalists could become our winner. While the judges mark their ballots, here's Bob Barker to ask each of our finalists a question. So let's go to Bob.
Now, I am going to ask each of our finalists here a question, which he will select from this bowl that Summer Bartholomew has. And incidentally, from the beginning of the pageant, each girl has been advised that should she become a finalist, she could use an interpreter at this stage of our show, but these girls all speak English well enough, I think we're going to get along just fine. Miss Sweden, will you begin? Choose a question from this bowl, and I shall read it to you. Your question is... Miss Universe visits many different countries all over the world. If you were chosen as Miss Universe, which country would you most like to see for the first time and why?
I think I would like to go to Australia. That's a country that's very far from Sweden, and I read a lot about Australia, and it seemed to be very nice culture and very nice nature. And then speak English, so it's easy to communicate with them.
Thank you, Miss Sweden. Now, Miss Philippines, would you choose your question? Miss Philippines, if you could meet anyone in the world...
I have no one in particular, but I would want to meet somebody who's involved in politics or in ruling or running a government, let's say a nation, whether it's small or big. I would like to meet him and get to talk to him.
Thank you, Miss Philippines. Miss New Zealand, would you select a question? Your question is, what would you say to a friend who asked your advice about entering the Miss Universe pageant?
I would say it would be a great opportunity if you could go in it, because you have the chance to meet so many girls from so many different nations. You have the chance to become friendly with them, learn a lot about these girls, and also to represent them.
Zealand. Miss Scotland, you're next. Your question is, in what way are you different now than when you first entered the Miss Universe pageant in Scotland?
Well, I'm a much richer person for having gained so many friends that I have met amongst the girls here, and they've been absolutely fabulous, been like sisters to me, and I really feel it's been a fantastic experience for me to do that.
Thank you, Miss Scotland. Miss USA, the last question is yours, and the last question is, what would you tell someone who asked you why you wanted to be Miss Universe?
Well, I'm from a small town in South Carolina, and being on a student's budget, I didn't have much chance to travel. My father was in the Air Force and did most of his traveling before I was born. And I'd love to see the world and all the people and the cultures that are included in it. And I think without the opportunity to be in the Miss Universe, I would have never been able to see the many countries that are opening up to me now.
Thank you, Miss USA, and thank you, finalists.
Of the past winners of the Miss Universe pageant, 4 came from the USA. No other country has won more than twice, but it has been 13 years since the last Miss Universe was also Miss USA. We'll get another look at our 5 finalists and a song from Donny Osmond after this word for extra action, Tide.
The accountants are tabulating our judges' ballots, and what better way for us to spend this time than to look again at the lovely faces of our 5 finalists and listen again to the exciting voice of Donny Osmond.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Some people go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you want to do for love? You tried everything, but you don't give up. And I just wanna stop, tell you what I feel about you, babe. I just wanna stop. The world ain't right without you, babe. I just wanna stop for your love. When I think about those nights in Montreal, get the sweetest thoughts of you and me. Memories of love above the city lights. Ooh, I tried so hard to take it, but alone my heart won't make it. I just wanna stop, tell you what I feel about you, babe. I just wanna stop. The world ain't right without you, babe. I just wanna stop for your love, for your love. I remember when you caught my eye, the first time you smiled at me. Something kinda happened from the very start, just like it was meant to be. Your love has taken hold of me, and now I just gotta let you know, don't wanna live without it. Now that I found your love, there ain't no doubt about it. You are the one I love. Don't wanna live without it. Now that I found your love, there ain't no doubt about it. There ain't no doubt about it. You are the one I love. You are the one I love. Don't wanna live without it.
And now we'd like you to join us in looking at the beautiful country and the wonderful people who have been our hosts for the last couple of weeks. Here is the lovely former Miss Korea, Kim Sung-hee.
Thank you, Helen. A trip to Korea is not complete until you visit our Buddhist temples. Korea, land of the morning calm, is symbolized by the Sakamuni, or historic Buddha. Located here in the main hall of the Bulguksa temple near Gyeongju City. constructed on a series of stone terraces in the foothills of Toam Mountain. Bulguksa was completed in the year 535, nearly 1,500 years ago. Before entering the temple ground, you pass through the gates of 4 heavenly kings. The devas of figures inside depict the protector and are the mystical rulers of kingdoms located in the 4 corners of the universe. This is the Amitabha Buddha, or Buddha Western Paradise, which is symbolized by the setting sun and is recognized as a classical masterpiece of gilt bronze sculpture. The Pirojana, or Buddha body of truth, is depicted with the left hand holding the last forefinger of the right hand, symbolizing the unity of spirit and matter. Sakram is located high on the ridges of Toamsan Mountains, an hour's climb above Bulguksa. Carved from a single stone, the Sakram portrays a distinctive quality and is perhaps the most remarkable and most visited art treasure in the Far East. To the people of the world, thank you for allowing me to show you a most important aspect of Korean culture.
Thank you, Miss Kim, and thanks to everyone in Korea for their hospitality. We'll be back to announce the name of the new Miss Universe after this message from new Secret Solid.
It's time now for us to welcome back the reigning Miss Universe, Maritza Sayalero. To help us greet her and to join us for the final moments of our pageant, here are our 1980 contestants with their cadet escorts from the Korean Military Academy. Now soon we will have a new Miss Universe. But right now the stage belongs to Maritza for her traditional farewell walk.
One word is in my heart tonight. Gracias. Thank you to the Miss Universe people who gave me a new family, a new home, a new way to see the world and its people. After tonight, I will no longer be Miss Universe, but I will always be proud that I once had that honor. I hope the new Miss Universe will have the same happiness and excitement that I have. Thank you. Vayan con Dios.
Our accountants from the internationally known firm of Ernst & Whinney have just handed me a card on which they've listed the judges' final decisions for runners-up and Miss Universe 1980. Before I read it, I'd like to tell all of you finalists that we're proud of you and we wish you all good luck at this moment. I shall begin with the 4th runner-up. The 4th runner-up is Miss Sweden. Congratulations, Miss Sweden. You've done beautiful. The 3rd runner-up is Miss Philippines. Very proud. The 2nd runner-up is Miss New Zealand. Well done, Miss New Zealand. Well done. Miss Scotland and Miss USA, would you step down here, please? One of you is about to become Miss Universe, and the other is the 1st runner-up, an important position because if for any reason Miss Universe cannot fulfill her obligations for the entire year, then the 1st runner-up becomes Miss Universe. I am going to announce the 1st runner-up and then Miss Universe. The 1st runner-up is Miss Scotland. Miss USA is Miss Universe. Congratulations. All the way from Biloxi, Mississippi to Korea to become Miss Universe of 1980. And now, as your predecessor, Maritza, reads the Miss Universe Creed, will you take this beautiful bouquet and step out and show everyone how happy you are to be Miss Universe of 1980?
We, the young women of the universe, believe people everywhere are seeking peace, tolerance, and mutual understanding. We pledge to spread this message in every way we can, wherever we go.
20-year-old Sean Nichols Weatherly from Sumter, South Carolina is the new Miss Universe. She's a college student at Clemson University and hopes to become a television sportscaster someday. She enjoys jogging, swimming, and dancing. She's 5 feet 8. Her hair is blonde. Her eyes are blue.
Scenes that stretch for miles. I think I'm gonna like it here. A ginger root and ginseng and crazy.
Now this is Bob Barker on behalf of Sean Weatherly, the new Miss Universe, and myself. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night, everybody.
I think I'm gonna like it here. There's beans and rice, lots of spice, and garlic by the phone. Such taste.
Following in a tradition of beautiful and charming women from all over the world. It's been a thrill for all of us to share this great evening with her and with you. And we thank you for joining us. Good night.
Can almost make you shed a tear. It's cabbage with a tap and bits of peanut bread. I think I'm gonna like it here.
Portions of this program were recorded.